synth pro, and I'm just a chat. I'm a black belt, you know what it is. And my carpet, it's all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm an alpha, I live with my dad. You're a synth pro, and I'm just a chat. I'm a black belt, you know what it is. And my carpet is all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. You know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing.
Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Please like the stream, and if you want to help out with the ghoul, it's pinned right there in the chat. Trying to kill the ghoul today. We're almost at 70%, and we're going to do part 2 of the Reckless Ben bricks and minifigs drama, controversy, whatever you want to call it. When we last left off, it was part 2 of his series, and at the end of it, he ended up getting arrested and bailing out and then running away to Mexico, where I believe he currently is. So this was the video he released after that happened. We've got a few things that he put out, and then we have some of the interviews that the CEO of the Bricks and Minifigs company did to try to do damage control, but we'll start off with this one.
The American Fork Police Department has responded to the video I made about them.
I am the Chief of Police for the American Fork Police Department. I'd like to address the members of our American Fork and Cedar Hills community regarding some videos.
It's the ASMR Chief of Police, which, by the way, look at the seal on this podium. Enforce with equity, which they're not. They're not enforcing the law equally. They're choosing favorites. They've already chosen a team. They were looking for reasons to arrest Reckless Ben to get him out of the hair of their buddy. I mean, not their literal buddy, but he's a member of their community, so they sided with him, even though the law shouldn't have sided with him.
Circulating on social media.
So now I will offer a response to their response. There's a lot of new information in this response that I've been wanting to get for a long time, so we'll go over that first. One of the main questions in my video was, why did I get swatted for stealing the Legos when this wasn't a mystery to the police officers and they knew that I didn't steal the Legos, that Josh stole the Legos.
He basically stole $200,000.
Yeah, they raided the house
of Star Wars Legos.
But still,
they
why
raided
did
the house
raid
because
my
they
house
thought he had stolen
for stealing
Legos.
the Legos when there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that Josh stole the Legos. When I requested the body cam footage of this to try to find the answers myself, they redacted everything, and they claimed it was to protect the victims. However, one of my friends set up a GoPro as we were getting swatted, and we caught the entire conversation on camera.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
For 3 months, the police department's answer has been, this redaction is important because it protects Josh, the victim of this case. However, we can clearly see that the police are looking for Legos and they saw no Legos. And they redacted this because they were embarrassed that they made such a stupid decision to swat the wrong person. They were so embarrassed of swatting my house for stealing the Legos that in all of the police reports, it is completely redacted. The police department wants this information hidden so bad that they're willing to break the law to hide this from everyone. The only reason I know about it is because of the receipt I got the night I was released from jail and my friend's GoPro that was recording. So even though I've been asking them for 3 months why I got swatted, they finally came up with an answer, which is the Airbnb host told them that I stole the Legos.
During contact with the Airbnb
It's such a lie.
owner,
This guy should be fired too. I know it's not going to happen, but this entire police department from the top down should be investigated by a third party law enforcement agency.
the owner reported overhearing conversations about possible stolen Legos. Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys they had taken.
Oh my God.
Based on that information, officers added a request within the search warrant affidavit seeking authorization to also search for and seize possible stolen property, including Lego merchandise. 4th District Judge Roger W. Griffin reviewed and approved the search warrant.
I always like giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I will take the police officer's word on this, but something fishy is going on here, and everything can just be cleared up if you unredact the audio and let everyone see the truth.
This is a small town, a small Utah town police department, and I'm sure they've gotten away with it for years and never really had to face accountability.
Raided, and the police officers found no Legos. All of this footage has been redacted too. And my guess is if the police unredact this footage, we will find out the answers once and for all. While we were getting swatted, one of the police officers decided to injure me for absolutely...
Look at the kitty. See the kitty cat? This guy, there's like cops like handcuffing and arresting people, and there's just a kitty cat laying there in the sun.
No reason. He claims it's because I was trying to make a fast movement.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just chill.
But when we replay the footage, you can clearly see I was not making any fast movements. However, the police department has an answer to this.
During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm.
I think
Lieutenant
they're just so
Adamson
used to lying that they just think everyone's just going to buy it, even if there's video evidence
later
of it.
reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back.
I still think you stole the Lego, Ben. Restore the honor of DP and give the Lego back. I believe in you.
Okay, I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations.
To place him into custody.
The police department has made it clear I did not, in fact, make any quick movements like the police officer claims I did. So the police officer was lying, but not fully, because I did tense my arm. However, he lunges at me extremely fast before he even touches me. So how could he even know that I was tensing my arm before he even grabs me? That doesn't make any sense. There's only one solution. This police officer has psychic powers, and he could tell that my arm was tensing up before grabbing me. However, this makes no sense because if the police officer did truly have psychic powers, he would have known that we were not the thieves, Josh and Brandon were the thieves. So this can't be the case either. I'm trying to have an open mind with these different possibilities of what this could be, but literally the only outcome left is that this police officer injured me for no reason. However, the police have another response to this of why I must be lying.
In the X-ray image displayed by Mr. Snyder in that video, a small L is visible in the upper right-hand corner of the X-ray. The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Schneider's right arm during the arrest.
Yes.
He used a stock image, and the cops were like, "Ha, he's lying," because the X-ray image that he showed was clearly someone's left arm. But yeah, it was like a stock photo that he just put in the video. He didn't claim it was his real X-ray.
Stock footage I used to show what a dislocated shoulder is, an image that's clearly not mine because I didn't go to the hospital, I went to jail. So how could I have taken this picture? But anyways, the stock image I used is of a left shoulder when my shoulder that got injured was my right shoulder. When I was editing this, I like to think highly of my audience that they would have known that this was a stock image and I wouldn't have to spoon feed every tiny detail to my audience. But now I realize that there's another portion of my audience called the American Fork Police Department that maybe I do have to spoon feed every single piece of information to. So I'm going to use this as constructive criticism, and in every single episode going forward now that I know that the American Fork Police Department's watching, I will be forced to spoon feed every single detail. As a professional slackliner, dislocating my shoulder is almost a monthly thing for me.
He's a slackliner.
The whole weight of my arm is just on this bone.
Ow. Boon.
3 days before I got arrested, I had a really bad ski accident where I had a really bad dislocation of my shoulder, and any movement at all would have dislocated it. So I will say here, I don't think that the police officer was purposely trying to injure me. I think to a normal person, this would have been fine. But for me in particular, this was not good, but it was still unjustified. And the police officer was just making up an excuse, and now they're making up an excuse to defend it. Another thing I find shocking is the chief of police, even after reviewing the dash cam footage, says that we ran a stop sign.
Richardson initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle for failing to stop before the stop line at a stop sign and failing to stop completely at that stop sign.
The chief of police looked at this video and said, "We ran a stop sign."
No. Yeah.
Now he's using that to say, this was a legal traffic stop. The police officers did nothing wrong. At this point, we thought the best thing to do was to take Josh to court so he can be legally accountable for the crimes he committed. However, to do that, we are first required to serve him court papers. So we did what the law told us to do. I got a process server, and we went to his house to do this the legal way. However, Josh did not want to do this the legal way, and instead called the police on us.
Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately
sounds like a problem with him
to the area.
Josh was so scared of going to court that he would rather shoot us than accept these court papers. Josh's logic here is that if he can murder the process server and if he can murder me, then he can get away with his crimes because there'll be no one to sue him in court. However, sadly for Josh, murder is illegal. And now he just admitted his plans to the police officers. The American Fork Police should at least be arresting Josh for trying to use murder as a way to get out of court. But sadly, for some reason, they arrested me instead.
Am I being arrested? You're under arrest right now. Really?
Something about this seems off, and all of the answers are in the body cam footage. However, they redacted all the body cam footage. So this is where I think if we all come together as a community, we can somehow convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this footage so we can find out why they arrested me and not the guy who threatened to murder me. However, the American Fork Police does not want to unredact the footage right now, and now have made up a new excuse of why I was the one justified being arrested.
Officer Sumbot contacted the Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was indeed legitimate, but that papers had already been served and no hearing date had yet been scheduled.
The police department said the reason they arrested me and not Josh this day is because they called to confirm if this was a real court case, and they said it was real. However, the papers have already been served, and now I'm doing this solely to get YouTube content. And if that's true, I would like to see footage of it. They released all the raw footage, and that part doesn't seem to be in the raw footage.
It's already been to court, or are you allowed to tell me kind of where they're at with the case?
There is no hearing date set, and there hasn't been a hearing in the case yet. All I see is the claim that was filed. I don't see proof of service or anything. A hearing wouldn't be set until a response is filed by defendant.
Okay, so the defendant needs to be served with papers.
There you go. He knows.
The case will.
But he's going to ignore that
start.
and protect the whatever his name is.
Okay,
the
thank
Lego
you for your help.
guy.
That's all for today. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, bye.
Right here, the police officer admits that it is March 10th.
On March 10th, 2026.
However, you can see here that Josh doesn't get served until 3 days later, March 13th. So how could Josh have already been served on March 10th if he didn't get served until March 13th? Unless Josh is a time traveler. There's only one way to clear this all up. American Fork Police Department, show me the time machine. So now they say that I have done all the check marks which constitute stalking. Let's go through them.
Individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual.
So yes, I did do an action that was targeted at a specific individual, but that's what's required by the court if I want to take someone to court. If someone steals your stuff and you go through the legal process to take them to court, it is not considered stalking. I have a right as an American to sue him.
Is reckless as to whether that course of conduct would cause a reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another.
The second check mark is that if a reasonable person would be scared. The police are claiming that since this action made Josh scared, this check mark is complete. However, they have completely forgotten about the term reasonable. As we can see, Josh is not a reasonable person. This is someone who multiple times has tried to silence someone by accusing them of being on heroin.
Here's the crazy thing. They told me that they took over that location because the owners were using the location to fund their heroin addiction.
What?
Yeah, and that's how they took it over, and saying they had like a pigeon in there that was crapping all over the Legos and it smelled bad, all this stuff.
This is someone who threatened to murder me just for trying to serve him papers. This is not a reasonable person. It is not reasonable to threaten to murder someone just for serving papers. A reasonable person would accept the papers, so that second checkbox does not meet the requirements. I even tried explaining this to one of the police officers early on.
What the law says is if the average person would feel unsafe by our behaviors. So I think he's feeling unreasonably unsafe. A reasonable person would not feel unsafe in this situation. Well, I can say the same thing. I feel unsafe trying to conduct business with him, and he calls the police on me to hide. I feel unsafe because of that. Because we had a 3-hour search in our car. He said we had heroin in our car yesterday. We had a 3-hour search in our car. That makes me feel unsafe. I think that's reasonable for me to feel unsafe. It's not reasonable for him to feel unsafe.
So Josh is actually the one who said he was going to murder me if I take him to court. But now I'm the one that's being looked into for threatening to murder Josh. How does this make any sense?
Mr. Johnson alleged that Mansell had hired Benjamin Snyder to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the manager of the store.
Threatened to murder.
Now let's go to the heroin claim. We got pulled over by the police, and they claimed that we had heroin on us.
This officer is going to conduct the search of your person because there are illegal substances in the vehicle.
Most of this footage is redacted, so again, there's a big mystery of what happened. Can we all come together and convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this so we can find out the truth? However, what the police is claiming now is that they did not get a call saying that we had heroin on us. Instead, they could just tell from the second we pulled over that our eyes were glossy.
During the interaction, Officer Fraughton indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed
They
concern
always
regarding
glossy.
possible
Your eyes are glossy. Your eyes are glossy. It's like eyes are they always have like moisture in them, so they shine. Eyes shine more. You know, it's just really dumb. It's an excuse they always use.
If we look back on the raw footage, this is what the police officer said his first interaction with us was like.
Good with these guys being able to drive?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see anything clear as day with Tyler that I noticed.
What's the goal of...
Right now? Yeah, I was gonna scare him a little bit and let him go.
I was gonna scare him a little bit.
I was gonna do.
Do we have charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying?
It seems hard to take what the chief of police is saying seriously because so far almost everything he said is a lie. So the only way we can actually find out the truth is if we unredact everything. We already know the victim's name is Joshua Johnson. Why do we have to keep that protected? His name is already out there. None of these redactions are protecting anything except for the police. And now I want to acknowledge my friend Sheldon's arrest.
The group stated they were supporting a GoFundMe campaign for a dying man.
Ben, I am not
One of the
saying
individuals
that you are
later
on
identified
heroin right now, but you have 2 hands that would be able to manipulate the spoon and the needle. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Guilty! Convicted by TTS.
as Sheldon Norcross.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data.
It's pretty fucked up that whoever makes the first accusation is automatically labeled the victim without, like, before any investigation starts to determine who the victim is. It's just like, since they reported it first, they're the victim somehow.
According to Officer Richardson's report, when Norcross was informed that the phone was going to be seized, Norcross immediately began manipulating the device.
The police officer claims that Sheldon was arrested because he opened his phone to start deleting evidence. However, we can clearly see in the footage Sheldon's thumb is heading towards that lock button to lock his phone. His phone was open when he pulled it out, and the phone was transitioning from on to off, not from off to on. From this response, it almost seems like the police officers didn't even watch the video. So American Fork Police Department, if I'm your teacher, here's your homework. First off, learn the facts of what actually happened. Second off, stop lying about the facts. No one's believing it. The third thing is unredact the audio that makes the police look bad. Some of the best lawyers in the United States are reaching out to me right now, so eventually this is going to get released. Wouldn't you just like to get this over with sooner rather than dragging this out? The more we drag this out, the more content we get, so this only benefits me to drag this out. It doesn't benefit you. If you unredact the illegally redacted parts now, you'll win over audience support much faster. It's kind of funny because a lot of you guys probably think I'm like trying to like make fun of this other cop by how he was talking.
Brother, you mind turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering?
No, I'm actually just like super sick right now. I haven't been sleeping because I'm trying to get out part 3 as fast as I can. And that's caused me just to like stay up all night, every night, and not sleep. And now I'm sick and have no voice. But yeah, I guess it kind of, I don't know why that police officer was talking with such a low, quiet voice, but that's why I am, at least. I wasn't making fun of him. I literally am just genuinely sick. But if you want to see part 3, subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/recklessben. Part 3 will be up there very soon. Part 2, I'm only dealing with misdemeanors, but part 3 is when they start accusing me of felonies. So it gets insane. But
that
yeah,
sounds
stay tuned.
insane.
I'm going to crank out videos in the meantime until part 3 is done. But thanks for all the support, and let's find Brian's Legos.
Here's an interview that Reckless Ben did with someone I watch from time to time who's like a civil rights lawyer.
What? Pull over again? For what?
We'll see if we watch.
Did you run a stop sign?
I mean, that's up to you to see. I played the dash cam footage in the video. So from my point of view, it looks like we stopped for at least like 2 seconds. We made sure to follow every law.
How's it going?
How's it going? I'm Officer Hawkins, American Fork Police Department. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, what's your name? Are you Ben?
Hundreds or maybe thousands of you have reached out to me about covering the Reckless Ben Lego videos. Basically, he's a YouTuber who made a video about a stolen Lego collection that ended with a bunch of crazy police interactions in this small town in Utah where the American Fork Police Department did some pretty wild things.
Search warrant. Stand up. Step outside, everybody. No. Don't move.
This is the story of how I got swatted, all because of Legos. The whole thing started with me investigating a Lego company called Bricks and Minifigs. The company sent 2 guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them get away with it. The family reached out to me saying that I'm their last hope to get them their life savings back.
I'm just gonna scare them a little bit and let them go is all I really was gonna do.
We have
Just gonna scare, yeah, because that's the police's job, to scare you.
charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying?
Ben, how's Utah? It's good. Like it?
Instead of helping to get justice for the rightful owners of this stolen Lego collection, this police department instead helped protect the company accused of stealing the collection. And by protect, I'm talking about illegal traffic stops, illegal searches, illegal seizures, false arrests, malicious prosecutions.
By the way, please like the stream if you haven't already. And I would love to kill the ghoul today, so if you want to help, link is pinned in the chat.
more.
Thank you.
We play differently here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that.
All against Ben and his friends, apparently while shielding the Lego company from accountability or even criticism. A lot of you were also telling Ben that he needed to reach out to me, so he did. I immediately was intrigued and I wanted to help him. But before I could do that, I had to understand the facts, everything that happened. I needed to talk to Ben himself. I needed to interview him and get it straight from him and not just his YouTube videos.
The way you know we have First Amendment freedom of speech is I can say something you don't like and I'm allowed to do that. So the police officer is arguing exactly against that statement.
Give me the background on how you first found out about this Lego situation and how you got interested in it.
At the end of my last video, I was looking for other videos to do, so I just put a little call to action, like 10 seconds long. Hey, if you have a problem the police can't solve, email me at this email. And then I just set up a little email, just got literally probably 10,000 emails the next 2 days. And I was actually in line for Burning Man. It was, I think, a 22-hour line because it started raining at Burning Man. So me and my 3 friends just all went through and were just starring everyone that could maybe be a cool video idea. And we were looking for a video that was more family friendly because a lot of my videos get taken down or shadow banned and age restricted because we're talking about we're trying to take down people that torture people or that abuse people, really kind of not YouTube friendly stuff. So then we see this insane story and it's about Legos and we're like, oh, that's family friendly. This is crazy. It seemed like there was such an easy solution. Just give the Legos back. And it's very easy to understand. This company stole the little guy's Legos, but they're coming up with legal loopholes in order to keep it, I guess. And in a lot of my videos, I've always come up with legal loopholes to do good things. And it seems like this company was using legal loopholes to do bad things. So I was like, this is kind of the perfect battle, legal loopholes for good versus legal loopholes for bad. That'll make an interesting video, and it's about something family friendly, Lego, something everyone can understand. Seems like the perfect video, So I just got on a call with them, and that was the first 5 minutes of the video was that Zoom call. That was my first time talking to them. And
all those vintage Star Wars sets you have in there are ours. I have a contract, I have photo evidence, video evidence, that is our collection.
Just told me the story, and I was like, this is insane. Let's do it. And so I just drove up.
Yeah, they thought they could just rip off this guy. It's crazy.
Saw the rest of the video,
and now it's blown up.
What was the underlying story about how
never imagined
this Lego collection was stolen?
Basically, in the email, he says, my dad invested his life savings and a good portion of his life into collecting what's now known as the world's biggest Star Wars Lego collection. And he's in terrible health. So I kind of took over. I'm the son. I took over his collection. I was responsible for selling it. So we went to Bricks and Minifigs.
because they're the most reputable Lego reseller in the entire world. So out of all the places that could resell the Legos, Bricks and Minifigs has the best credibility. So he's like,
That's
let's
crazy
take it there. Like, let's do
hear.
it. And he said at first it actually went pretty well. They were doing a sale, like a split. So every time a Lego set gets sold, he gets a percentage, or the store gets a percentage, but then he gets a
When I hear
percentage.
fig, I do think of the fruit and not it being an abbreviation for figure.
And in the contract, you can see that the Legos are still his. So they're not the store's Legos, they're his Legos. But for thank you for like selling them for him, he gives the store a percentage for doing the sale. So he's like, then all of a sudden these corporate people come over, and he didn't really know why they took over the store. We know now, which is they just lied, I guess, and said that she wasn't allowed to do consignments, which actually is a couple of days ago, the franchise document leaked that said they are allowed to do consignments. So what it really seems like is corporate saw that the world's largest Star Wars Lego set was in the store, and they wanted to make up some reason to take over the store so they could have access to this Star Wars Lego set. And obviously that's me like speculating, but I haven't heard of a better reason of why corporate could have taken over the store, because they were saying it's because she's breaking the rules doing these consignments and stuff, but it says in the contract consignments are allowed, so it seems like they're just making something up in order to take over the store. They now claim ownership. They claim that the Star Wars Lego sets are their inventory now, and so Brian goes back and is like, hey, can I have these sets? And that's when the guy crosses his arms and he's like, we're going to drag this out. Like, if you want to sue us, that's the only way you're going to get these sets back. But if you do sue us, we're going to drag it out where it's worth way more money than what your collection's worth. Like, you might as well just forget about these and just let us keep it. It'll be much easier for you if you do that.
We're going to drag this thing out so long, and you're going to end up spending so much more money than your collection is ever worth or what you ever would have gotten on it, that it ain't worth it, man.
Brian was like, what the heck do I do now? You know, and he couldn't go on the news because his dad watches the news. And so he's like, I'm going to go to
The whole
YouTubers.
thing about him hiding this from his dad is very strange.
So I think he went to another YouTube channel and they started it, but then they got hit with lawsuits.
They were threatening legal action against us. You know, Bricks and Minifigs, which is a pretty big company who probably has way more resources than we can, you know, really put up a fight against.
I get sued every single series I do. There was one series where I infiltrated a cult and they were like, well, I guess God is going to like punish him. We don't have to sue him. They don't like believe in the government and stuff. So that was the only time I haven't been sued. But I guess Brian saw that I get through all these lawsuits magically somehow. So he was like, I think Ben's the one for the job. And I was like, I'm the one for the job. And then ended up taking it on.
What did you end up doing that brought you into some interaction with the police?
I walked in and I said, hey, I think my friend said that he has some Legos in your store, but he just is having trouble picking them up. He was wondering if I could pick them up for him. And she's like, whose sets are these? I'm like, I think Brian Mansell. And I'm like, I think it's like a Lego Star Wars collection. And she's like, you can leave, like, get out of here. And she's like, and then she calls the cops. She's like, I think she calls the owner first, and she's like, watch the cameras. Like, I'm being harassed. She's like, you're harassing me right now. And I'm like,
all of a sudden they become so
Pretty
sensitive.
Good. So basically my friend said that you guys have some of his Legos, I think, and he told me to come here and see if I could pick them up.
Who's your friend?
I think they're Brian's Legos. It's like a big like Star Wars collection set, I think.
You could go ahead and leave now.
Really?
So you could go ahead and leave now, or I will call the police for harassment.
I'm here for a legal business reason. Like, this isn't harassment. We're doing business right now.
So this is a lot of a recap here. I'm sure you guys already know this. It's just interesting. Let's go to the next part.
Well, if you've been staying with...
Here's an interview. This guy with the handlebar mustache is the CEO of the Bricks and Minifigs company, and they franchise their locations to local owners usually. But this store, it was independently owned and operated, but for whatever reason, the original owners that made the Lego deal with this guy that had his Legos stolen, something happened where they were out of the picture. I think they moved to another country, and then the actual corporation took it over and put these two guys in charge of it.
With our coverage so far, you know that we reached out to Ammon McNeff, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, to weigh in on the whole situation and a new statement released by the company. Ammon, thank you so much for joining me.
Yep, you bet.
All right, so first, let's get to the pending litigation against the original kind of owner of this collection, Brian Mansell. Is Brian named in a lawsuit that was brought forth by Bricks and Minifigs?
Yes, he's named as a party to the lawsuit that is going after the individuals who published, like the false statements regarding the situation that's gone on in Salem, Oregon, and we're trying to work through that.
And that individual, is that the YouTuber who made the videos?
Yes.
Okay, so a comment I see reoccurring a lot is that this suit must be expensive, must take a whole effort from a large company. Why go this route instead of, as people say, try to just settle Brian's collection and move on and make everyone forget it? Was that ever an option?
Oh, we've been working to try and work with Mr. Mansell for a good little while. We've asked for documentation as far back as a year ago, but we continue to reach out to try and get towards a resolution with the Mansell family on this matter.
And have you and Mr. Mansell ever talked directly one-on-one?
It was his wish that the funds went to his grandkids' college funds. His son did not want to worry him about the money if he could avoid it.
I wonder if he knows by now, though, since this is blown up so big. I really don't know. But it's gotten a lot of attention. I think it's made the local news in Oregon for sure, I would think. Because I've seen it on other local news channels in other cities around the country.
Not as of yet. I have sent direct messages to the Mansell family and to Mr. Mansell specifically, seeking to have a sit-down meeting, meet at the table, and go over all the documentation that we have, and to be able to talk through. And from our side of things, if there have been any missteps through the transition of the store, we want to make things right. We want to do what's right by the customer. But all we asked for was documentation, and every time we asked for that up to this point, we seem to kind of then lose the connection.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that on multiple occasions. And then, like if there was anything that had been done that was untoward by the previous franchisee, if that individual had sold more than they let on and did not pay Mr. Mansell, we've offered to compensate him for the loss of the compensation that should have been given to him. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
You're trying now. It's funny how now he wants to try. Before it was like, just leave. Don't worry about it.
Offering Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what was part of his collection, taken inventory and shown him that inventory to offer that?
So again, as this situation unfolded, and as additional investigations have continued to evolve so we could find out where there was a miscommunication, there was some initial findings and discovery of like, hey, these seem to match some of the things that were being stated, but we don't have any indication otherwise. We were able to determine some other indicators later. And so all of those were set aside to say, hey, these may match. So let's set them aside in case, he can, we can work together.
I gotta wonder why he even does these interviews, because he doesn't come off looking.
Those then were offered to him, and the
He'd be better off
initial
keeping
offer
his
was
mouth shut
rejected.
at this point.
But then as we've continued, we've found additional documentation that shows where there were separate sets of books and spreadsheets being kept between, or from the former franchisee. And so as those things have come to light, we've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything that we could verify, and that we do want to help him recover as much of the collection. Now, the initial number was promotional, but the actual factual information shows that the value of the more realistic value of the collection was closer to about $100,000, which is what the documentation that we've been able to determine that both parties to that consignment agreement kind of had an understanding between each other that was the actual real value.
So you dipped a bit into this new statement, and this concerns the previous owner of the franchise on the Kaiser branch. So tell me a little bit about what you guys found. So,
our franchise operates on the buy-sell trade model for Lego. We love Lego and everything that it stands for. And so
we love Lego and everything that it stands for. Okay. What does Lego stand for? Toy blocks? Okay.
But we know that consignment agreements can be very difficult. And so we make sure that in our operations manual, through all of our training, we train all franchisees that consignment is not part of our model. It's written into the operations manual. It's trained on. It's very explicit. However, unfortunately, we had a franchisee go rogue and enter into a consignment agreement without our knowledge or authorization. And then it appears that may not have been honored with the person that she had entered into that consignment agreement with. And then through other circumstances, we ended up retaking over that store. And in the shuffle, there appears to have been just some confusion as to how, why, and where some of this came about. And as we tried to figure that out, we started uncovering more documents, more information. And what we found was that there were 3 separate sets of records that were being kept that shows that Mr. Mansell was significantly underpaid by that former franchisee. And so we've been trying to make sure that we can properly do like a forensic accounting and make sure everything is being looked at properly so that we can work together to get that family resolution.
And we, for our part, will reach out to those parties as well. You mentioned a couple terms I want to get into, that the franchisee agreement was not honored. Does that mean you're saying Mr. Mansell was underpaid by the franchisee?
From what we can tell, yes. The documentation that we've been able to pull out from...
But they didn't want to do anything about it until the backlash
a couple of different sources indicates that more sets were sold than were reported to him, and from that unauthorized consignment agreement, but that the overall payments to him...
I'm pretty sure the weird thing is that they could have just made this go away. I'm sure they have the money to just pay this guy $200,000 and make him shut up. Like, they should have offered to do that. Be like, okay, it was appraised at $200,000. Here's $200,000 or $200,000. Have a nice day. Is what should have just happened.
Did not match what had been sold through the store under the previous franchisee.
Okay. You hinted at the circumstances by which the franchise was taken over. Now, this, I'm sure, is the thing you've been asked a million times. Do you want to get into it all, that security camera footage? And you said in the new statement, I believe it is that Bricks and Minifigs did not know about this consignment agreement at any point before that security camera footage was taken. Is that true?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so what does this change in terms of the case? If I'm a regular Bricks and Minifigs enjoyer, and I'm looking at all of these videos, all of this coverage, what would you want me to think now that I know that Bricks and Minifigs Corporate didn't know about the franchisee agreement before the change of hands?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is knowing that obviously this took place in 2023. And since then, we have been continuously working to tighten our oversight with our franchisees, make sure that we have more field agents capable of making more field visits, and doing field audits to look at records, documents, things along those lines to understand what's really happening.
It is like
in each of the locations. So we've
corporate speak.
increased the oversight with our franchise system, and that is, I think, a really big and important part for everything, so that customers know that franchisees will be following the rules of the franchise system and providing better protections to the end customers when they come in.
All right, and just to wade a little bit into that, we have a couple bricks and minifigs in the area. A lot of people have seen this story.
They have them everywhere.
And they are worried now. What are the steps that corporate can take to dissuade fears here? Is it taking legal action here?
I think the most important thing is to ensure that we are protecting our franchisees, and that the safety of our stores is our number one priority. The safety of our franchisees, the customers, their families, everything. That's our number one priority. And so ensuring that people are held accountable for making false statements and like taking advantage of other people's circumstances in this matter. That's why we've taken the legal action that we have, is to hold people accountable. But at the same time, we're also willing to sit down and work through things and make sure that we can just take anything that is something that we can work together on. I think that will help us resolve any issues that we have. And if we can make sure that people know that we're not going to sacrifice the safety of our franchise locations, then that will, I think, help now and in the future.
So what are you asking Brian Mansell?
Well, our number one priority in this entire situation is and has been to ensure that anybody, including Mr. Mansell and his family, they are treated fairly. And so as we've gone through the documents and as we've looked at everything, our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. With the underreporting that took place and the documents that we now have that shows what actually went on, we know that we have a responsibility to work with him to make sure he does get made whole. And so we're working towards that, and we're hoping that he'll be able to come to the table. We're excited to be able to make that happen. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're working diligently to get him to the table so that we can get that taken care of.
Now you say make whole. Will that include saying, hey, 780 sets, 1,200 minifigs, we're going to tell you what we have where, we're going to tell you what we think was sold. Does that come with making him whole?
Yes. Yep. Being able to show all the documents, and if he was, again, as we believe through the documentation, not paid the way that he should have been, then we would cover the difference.
All right, Mr. Ammon McNeff, CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
He did another one. This is a really long one, though. Where is he?
I can answer that.
Oh.
Reading like this, or is that even on the table? So I guess the question is sort of like, why now? I think a lot of people have heard a little bit about this, especially if you're in the Lego space. We'd heard.
I think this is some kind of Lego podcast.
Sign, right? The now infamous sign that was draped over the store whenever that broke initially. Why is it just now that we're paying attention?
Yeah, the Legos are gone. They need to just pay him whatever he didn't get paid for them.
I mean, was it the videos that have come up that have brought you guys to the table? Has it been happening in the background and people just didn't know it till it was blown up? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you guys are willing to talk now, and we appreciate you guys coming on and giving you a chance to talk. But is it? I mean, in reality, is this why? Because it got so big, you couldn't not talk anymore?
No,
yes.
Part of the issue is, I don't know. I'm 41 years old, so I've been around the block a little bit, but I've been in other business for quite a number of years.
Sure.
And one of the biggest things that I've learned is, you take a logical, reasonable approach to almost all things, and most things will take care of themselves. And so, when we looked at everything that was going on, we were trying to be logical and not just over emotional about the situation, but also looking for facts, not just the narratives that were being
Donate to
thrown out there.
DPTP. Prove that you did not steal the Lego.
Yes, please, 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 for the love of Gord.
We obviously knew that the video is very misleading. It mischaracterizes a lot of people and a lot of things that actually occurred, and it's all chopped up and so forth. And so we knew that we needed to take the measured approach. But sometimes when you do that, it takes time, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you're working with law enforcement and when you're working through the legal system, there's effort and time that has to be put into that in order because you can't just go in half-cocked and just say, hey, here's what we think happened. And they're like, well,
So
okay.
A week before this video broke, just to kind of like put it in layman's terms, a week before this reckless Ben video broke and brought like the biggest spotlight to it to date, I would say, of this situation. You guys were actively working on it, or somebody on the team was, or it's pending some kind of. Is that what you're saying?
There were
this
elements
you thought about before, like frequently before this came back up again, or no?
There had definitely been some crimes that had been committed against several of our employees, and so we were working through some of those things already, and those were working through the process, and so yeah, so there like I said, I would say elements that were being worked on, and
there were crimes committed against the employees before the video.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
during the making of the video.
He's full of shit.
Okay. And is that, and you're saying your brother was saying it's gotten worse since the video's released. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And so is that making you guys, or is some of that making you guys step up and be public about it now?
Again, I would say,
it's you got to say, like, you guys are showing up. I mean, I find it a little. It's not coincidental that you guys are willing to talk now that it's blown up and it's getting a lot of views and traction. Can we just like say that's happened?
No, for sure not. No, what really happened was we had to wait until all of the documentation was properly filed with the courts. You know, like if you start going out and saying things and blowing things up and doing all sorts of stuff before you've properly documented everything to the courts, it really hampers your ability to speak the truth, like in court.
Okay, so CEO hat off. So if I'm hearing you right, CEO hat off as a dude, as a fighter for your brand and your franchises. When you saw that happening, you're like, man, I want to go out and say some shit. But you just were like, I can't until you filed this. What did you exactly file? Is it we're talking about the restraining order, or what was filed?
So there's multiple actions. Yeah, there's multiple actions that have been filed. They're all now public. So anybody wants to go and take a look at those. Yeah.
Well, I advise the team, like, I'm not going to do pulling up paperwork here tonight. Like, you're saying it's been filed, and so the reason for the silence is you wanted to get. Well, first of all, you got to work your strategy internal. Like you said, you're 40. I'm in my 40s. Like, right. We know there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes. You can't just willy nilly go.
No, I haven't seen
nuts,
the new
which is why I like
universe yet.
My side job, because I can do that. We can go nuts, but I get it. There's things that need to be put into place. But that is the reason for the silence. Did you ever speak on the other issue, even at the time of when the banner was draped over the store and all that? Still nothing, no response. Okay.
Nope. I mean, all of that was, again, being worked on, gathered, and looked at from a legal perspective, just to make sure that because again, I have to look out for my job and my responsibility. And it's hard for some people to recognize it, but my job and my responsibility is to look out for the best interest of the brand. If the brand is taken care of, then the brand continues to allow individual bricks and minifigs to supply benefit to the families that operate them and to the communities. Okay. And so just going off and being cavalier about how we approached it is not protecting the brand. And so, yes, it can be very difficult sometimes to restrain ourselves and not, like, do something that the natural man is inclined to do and go and attack and fight.
I didn't know how else to say it. Like, you know, as a dude, you want to go out and punch somebody or verbally whatever it is.
Yeah.
Brent, sorry, I just want to get to that opening salvo.
In Utah and go to a gun range and do some shooting, like, and just kind of take out some of the aggression there. So
yeah. All right. Well, Brent, you want to hit a super or ask one of your own, and then we can get back to some other questions. And again, thanks for being here, man. I think this is going to hopefully clear the air on some of this stuff.
Yeah. So just real quick, everyone leaving supers, guys, we'll try to get to as many as we can, but and especially like yesterday, an enormous amount of questions. But just to start all the way back from the bottom. I'll try. We'll do our best here. Don't know if you have the answer to this one. It's a little bit of an obscure question, but Crystal mentioned on Reddit that she was not allowed to retrieve her store parakeet. Didn't know there was a parakeet involved.
Wow, store
what happened
parakeet?
to him? Where is he? I want parakeet justice too. I doubt you know anything about a bird, but yeah.
No, actually, I know about the bird.
Is this brick build or a real bird? What are we talking
No,
about?
it's a real bird that was in the store. And the incoming individual said, "Hey, don't forget your bird." And she says, "Your problem now." That was the answer.
And by the way, all this stuff you're saying and what Chris is saying, and again, she was very kind to us to come on all that. So, and again, we don't know what we're doing, but we're getting into receipts time, right? She says she has video of all those sets being there when you have the takeover. I'm sure you're like, let me see it. And on the flip side, you guys made a video of what you did see. That'll all be turned over, correct?
Yep. And that's truly what we want the mediation and everything else for, so we can see it all. But yeah, so the video footage.
Fuck Jared Genesis, that's fat piece of shit.
A man with a mustache like that should have
Genesis,
bigger
that's fat.
balls. Yes. Yeah, I expect him to be lifting weights at the carnival sideshow with a mustache like that, wearing like a striped suit.
For the claim should clearly indicate that she said, "Well, the bird's your problem now." However, the bird was, taken to a no-kill shelter.
It is in the Constitution,
and hopefully, it's been now rehomed. So the bird is hopefully in very good hands right now.
All right,
mustachio. Sounds like a delicious nut.
Appreciate people for just leaving donos and not saying anything.
Yeah. And if it's you guys just sharing your thoughts to show how you feel, we're not going to ask Ammon that, just so you know. He'll see it. He'll see, he understands, and he knows the narratives going on. So if you guys have, again, comments, welcome and all that, but as far as legit questions, we'll try to get those to you. If you can find, do we have any legitimate questions in here? Because if not, I can get back to some.
No, it's all good. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through here.
Sorry, guys,
I don't want shout out to this guy who's playing Pokemon on the DS. All right.
Well, while you're doing that, Brent, let me okay, so last night, have you reviewed at least part of go ahead, do this.
All right, so he did this interview. So I guess the footage got released. A lot of the unredacted police body cam footage got released. Not all, but a lot of it. I'm not sure how it happened, but here it is.
Someone actually hacked into the
He claims they were hacked. I don't know what
Police
happened.
Department and released all the footage unredacted of my interactions with them. So this is the original footage I got with the redactions in, and this is the new unredacted footage. I'm lining them up, and I'm going to keep only the redacted parts to see what they were actually saying.
Chill. I understand. This ends today. I know. We're talking more.
Sadly, they weren't able to get the first 2 days where I was accused of having heroin on me, but the final 2 days, we were able to see a lot, actually. The footage starts with me going to Josh's house so I can serve him his legal court papers. Josh knows that if he goes to court with me, he's going to lose. So instead, a much easier option is he calls the police on me to prevent me from serving him.
His name is Ben Schneider. He's stalking my house. Will you come to my house, please, and come get them? I'm not going to have stalkers.
Begging the cops.
Are they there right now?
They're on the side of the house.
One of the dispatchers made a note here saying that you were going to shoot someone.
I'm done with this. Officer, can you please help me and my family and make this stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
She had a consignment deal with a guy named Brian Mansell. A year and a half, almost 2 years, she had this consignment deal with him and she never paid him.
So right away, Josh is lying to the police, which we can easily verify with all of the metadata timestamped pictures that show that the Lego sets were in the store when Josh took it over.
He's hired this YouTuber. His name is Ben Schneider. He's Reckless Ben. They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. I'm done.
Always with the death threats.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them and we have to serve them legal papers.
She is a process server and she's trying to serve you papers.
She's not a process server.
Okay.
Get the papers.
Have
fake papers. They're fake. Go get the papers.
Okay. You're okay if I bring those over to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're fake.
They're fake.
Can I see those papers?
Yeah.
So this is what you're trying to serve them with?
Yes. I wish we could just send them an email. I wish we could just send them a phone call. Or the court could send it to them, but this is what we're required to do from the United States court. So we're just following the instructions of the government.
He thinks if I just call the cops on me, he can get away with it, but we're showing him, like, we're not going to let him get away with his crime, so.
Okay. You okay if I give these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Hang tight. Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just get
If you look at the papers, I've talked to the Kaiser Police Department. There's nothing filed. So no, I'm not accepting service from him.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's fake.
Okay.
It's not real.
That's completely fine. You have that right.
Yeah.
You have that right to
all
not
this police
get
officer has to
served.
do is be like, "You are served," and then he doesn't even have to accept them. He can literally just drop them. But as long as you say you are served, that counts as illegal serving. So why doesn't this cop just do that? Like, this whole thing could be solved in literally 3 seconds. Like, here, I'll time it. You've been served. Yeah, like literally 1.5 seconds, and this could be solved. This could
Almost
literally
2
be solved in
seconds.
1.5 seconds. And this police officer is just purposely choosing to make this way more complicated than it has to be.
Hold on.
All right. What are you wanting done today? Besides, obviously, talk to...
As much as you humanly possibly can.
I can screen charges.
I can screen charges.
I'm open to screening charges through our attorney.
Yeah. Instead of serving these court papers like the police officer promised me he would, this officer would rather screen all possible charges for me to see what random stuff they can make up about me.
I'm going to go talk with him, give him his paper back, since you do not want this.
Can I just peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit of a bind.
He wants to look at it but not get served.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to give this back to him and trespasser.
Because here's the thing. Like, think about this logically. Do you think a process server would show up with a guy that's been harassing a YouTuber to serve papers in Utah?
Josh knows that if he gets served these papers, it's going to be really bad for him. And at this point, it seems like he's willing to make up any story he can to get us arrested before he gets served these papers.
They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager.
And now, Josh has just committed a felony. Lying to the police officers about a false threat I made to get me arrested is super duper illegal.
He called the store 1 billion times, threatened the employees.
He does not want the paper. So
He's not want the papers?
Of course he doesn't want them.
Okay. I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. To be honest with you.
Well, these are court papers.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, see ya.
Yeah, process server's really going to ride with the YouTuber. I mean, how stupid does he think I am? They have fake service papers. And the girl is like, she's like, "Oh no, I got to serve him these papers." Like, they printed up a fake lawsuit, you know? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, do you think the process server would really be riding with the YouTube guy to deliver papers to a guy that he's been harassing?" Like, do you think I'm
His
stupid?
argument doesn't hold any water. Yeah, they can ride with them.
I don't know what to do, man.
So, did you call the police again?
I just don't know what to do, man. I'm done with these guys.
We're ready and willing to arrest these individuals for Utah.
So if someone tries to serve me, I can just be like, "I don't want them," and then it's my right.
Because they're using electronic means for communication.
Someone should tell G-Man that.
Oh, it's digital stalking, not stalking.
It's all of the above. You know,
Okay,
and so,
got it.
but because they're continuing to use, like additional tactics and other things like that, thinking that they're being cute and whatnot.
And whatnot.
Continue. So
They're being cute and whatnot.
Show that they can't continue to do this.
No, we're just kind of wanting to know what you want done on this.
As much as we humanly possibly can.
He's going to submit, have a screen for charges with our prosecutors, right, with our city prosecutors. He is very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers, okay?
That's fake. That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server.
So
you can't.
Fake news. Why not? In the state of Utah, to be a process server, all you have to do is be over the age of 18 years old. You got to be not affiliated with the case, and you can't be an attorney. And this girl meets all three. She is over 18 years old. I literally met her like 10 minutes before we showed up here, and she's not an attorney. So legally, in the state of Utah, this woman is a process server. And I already explained this to the police.
So anyone can be a process server. You have to be 18 years old, and you have to be not affiliated with the case. So she is not affiliated with the case. She's over 18 years old. That qualifies as a process server.
Okay. Well, maybe just have someone not affiliated with you.
That's her. Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
we have no
I just
relationship. That's why
barely
she's here.
met her.
Yeah, that's why she's here. We have no relationship, and that is who she is. The exact person that you were describing.
Well, just don't do this.
Fake. It is a lie. She's impersonating a process server.
So for this girl to be impersonating a process server in the state of Utah, she must either be under 18, which the cops took her ID and verified she's not under 18.
Do you have an ID or anything like that on you?
She has to be related to this case, which Josh says he's never seen her before, so she can't be related to this case. Josh has verified that. And so the only option left is Josh must assume that she's an attorney. But if Josh has never heard of her before, how does he know she's an attorney? And spoiler, she's not an attorney, but so I don't know what Josh means when he says she's pretending to be a process server, because it seems like he's verified that she meets all the requirements to be a process server. So basically what Josh is saying is, even though she meets all these requirements, and I acknowledge she meets these requirements, she still doesn't meet these requirements. You're making no sense, Josh.
Impersonating an officer of the court, that carries some, it's pretty significant, you know, like.
That's the
You can't
CEO
pretend to
on
be
the
a
phone
process
with
server. Sorry. Yeah, you can't. That's got to be illegal.
And that's, like I say, he's getting combining charges.
Charges?
It's a Class A misdemeanor to impersonate a process server in the state of Utah.
So right now,
I want her arrested for impersonating a process server.
Jesus
so
Christ.
right now,
I can't just go pretend. I can't go print up fake documents and go try to process serve people. That's illegal.
So these papers that he printed up are
fake. Yes, 1 billion, trillion, gazillion %.
What a liar!
And this is Ammon. I'm with the corporate office.
This is the CEO.
Oh, hi.
So what's happened is we had a former franchisee. Mr. Schneider is just a YouTuber that got a hold of the story and then went to this guy and said, hey, if I can harass these guys and if I can do some stuff and get some money out of them, will you pay me some of that money? That's what they're trying to do, is the individual who actually owes the money left to the United States.
And now Eamon has just committed obstruction by lying to the police officers.
He created a fake contract, forged a manager's signature up there, threatened to kill her.
I didn't sign no agreement. I'm not beholden to somebody else's stupid agreement. I like how he can just lie to you guys. Just straight face. Oh, he owes me $200,000.
I'll check with the court, see if it's a valid civil case that he's trying to push through, and we'll go about it that way, okay?
Thank you for holding. How can I help you?
This is where he verifies that it's a real case. Still doesn't do anything about it, though.
Trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help. I think that's all for today. Thank you.
And after this phone call, I guess the police officers turned off the microphone on their body cam because I guess they really didn't want literally anyone to hear this, even if someone gets a hold of the unredacted stuff. Not even we now can get it to hear what these police officers are saying. But anyways, the police officer ends up going back to talk to Josh.
They're screening some charges, okay?
Yeah.
But we're just kind of working through. It looks like this is a real case. It just hasn't gone to court, okay?
It's a real case. Who's it against?
Against you, him versus you.
Ben Schneider?
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
So,
He bought some of the Lego sets.
Where we're working together.
So basically the consensus is we were all wrong here. However, let's just arrest Ben anyways.
Like, letting them go cannot be an option here, guys. Like,
See, there's the CEO, like, literally talking to the cops through the phone, being like, don't let them go, arrest them.
Got to be something for cyber stalking, bullying, like all of the different things. Like, there's got to be something to arrest them and send a message that this is not appropriate, this is not okay.
I'm in agreement with you. Again, that's why we're kind of working through this right now.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Find you back. Am I being arrested? You're under arrest right now. Really?
I love you. I love you. Hello,
There we
officer.
go.
I love you.
This is so corrupt. It's just insane.
Okay, I love you. I love the American Police Department.
So now let's get to the search warrant, where the cops raid my house because they heard that I was the one that stole the Legos from Brian.
Oh
so
my
I might have found
God.
out an answer of why this cop
the cops
was so
are like
rough with
his
me and
puppets.
threw my arm back. Before we enter the property, the cop warns all the other police officers to make sure we are not filming.
Hey, they're probably going to be quick to film. They're probably going to be quick to pull their phones out, so just be aware of that.
However, when we got raided, I instantly pressed the record button on my phone because I was terrified these police officers were going to do something and try and hide it from the public. But I guess the police officer sees that I'm filming, and once he sees I'm filming, I think he was like, as punishment for filming me, I'm going to bend your arm back upwards and injure you, is my guess of what happened. Because afterwards, he says this.
The main kid had his phone recording, so I shut it off. But
the other kid had a GoPro.
How many did you get? You got Ben?
We got 5 right now.
Including Ben Schneider?
Yes.
Sweet. That's good.
Next, we got some unredacted footage of me using the bathroom.
This guy's job is he gets to stand there and watch the people who are arrested pee.
Another
What a
thing
great
about
job.
this unredacted footage is we get to see the police's entire office building. We get to see their detective board of us. We get to see that they're actually a member of the Church of Scientology Sucks. All my old school fans will know this, but basically I made a religion called Scientology Sucks, and it legally got approved by the IRS, and Scientology Sucks worships a gold plunger as their god. I even got it tattooed on my wrist right here. It's like a plunger cross on my wrist. I guess the American Fork Police Department is active members of the Church of Scientology Sucks because they literally put my god on their desk. That's exciting.
We have a felony stalking case right now. Felonies. Everyone's facing felonies.
That's pretty serious shit.
It's super serious. I know that you've been told all of, oh, it's a fundraiser. This guy stole $200,000.
Yeah.
If that was the case, that guy would be in jail.
Yeah.
So
No, because when I went back
we're
to
going to
the-
use
By the
critical
way, I
thinking.
had
Anyways, we're going to fast forward a bunch. So this is basically a spoiler for episode 3, but basically this Bricks and Minifigs company has nonstop been making fake bomb threats, fake fire threats, fake murder threats in my name that I'm going to murder them. The only problem is obviously these are all fake threats. I would never do something like that. But the police think that these are real threats. So now the police from Los Angeles, from Utah, they're all working together now to catch me. Here's a phone call from just a few days ago of the Los Angeles police calling the Utah police of them scheming of a way to get me arrested for all these mystery threats that I've been making.
Paul, we got a complaint from a guy in Provo about this guy Schneider.
Okay.
And so it seems like I talked to the guys in Sandy police too, and then trying to get a hold of Provo police. So it seems like, yeah, Schneider's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Basically, so he called me and he's just like, this guy's crazy. He's like making threats against us, my employees, our business, et cetera, et cetera. It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is in LA. So I guess I'm just trying to track down like what you guys are doing, if anything. I know, like, at least I've been told that there's technically like a couple open cases. This guy's already being charged in Utah by 3 different places. Like, what are we doing? Any idea where he actually is?
No idea. I know we had asked to hold him until we had further, but I'm guessing they just let him bond out. So.
Okay.
The only problem is I'm in a place the American police have no jurisdiction over, so they're never gonna catch me here.
No American police in sight.
Good luck finding me. You are never gonna find me, police officers.
Damn. Holy shit. All right. Here he is. Here's Reckless Ben responding to the interviews that the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs did.
Let's see, can you hear me now?
Testing.
Yep, can you hear us?
I just had to exit out and go back in, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, cool. StreamYard's been weird.
So
yeah, we had to leave. I'm here with Victor. We had to leave because the music was too loud in our live stream. Our neighbors started
blasting music. But we basically made it through like 80% of it, I think, or 90%. But dude, okay, so dude, first off, you guys did the best job ever. Oh my gosh. You guys got everything out of them that we wanted to know. So you guys killed it. So I want to set that straight first. Any hate you guys are getting is wrongful hate.
Thanks, man.
I think you guys did the best. I made sure in my live stream to tell you, my audience, that also that like you guys are getting more information out of Bricks and Minifigs right now than anyone, which is sick.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks, man.
I'm getting both the top people in there. Yeah, that's definitely.
But so you did ask the 3 questions, and his answers seem to be the consignments are not allowed in the contract, but consignments are allowed in the contract. But you said they're not allowed. What's that? And his response was, consignments aren't allowed. Is that again? But then I was holding up the contract saying like consignments are allowed. It says right here. So he didn't really address why it says they're allowed. He just said, he's like, just take my word for it. I mean, am I correct that?
Just take my word. Trust me, bro.
Yeah, it seemed like he blanketed. They're not allowed. And again, taking shots at myself. I did have some documents. Would have been a good time to pull those, but it's my understanding there's different versions of them. So again, dude, that's
so. I guess these guys that do this podcast are getting hate because they didn't grill the shit out of the CEO, which is not really what you do when you conduct an interview. And of course, like he's not going to answer questions that might put him in legal jeopardy. Like they have to kind of be tactful
you can bring
about
up this ticky-tack stuff. You can, I can, they can. And it's just like your core mission and everyone's mission here is like, you can bring up whether it was allowed, it wasn't. It's like, get the guy paid, get him his Legos back, the whole thing, you know? I just want to circle back to that.
Well, these are my 3 questions were based on their 3 arguments of why they can't give them back. So if these 3 questions that I asked tonight are true, then they're correct. They shouldn't give the Legos back. But these are the 3 reasons they're not giving the Legos back. So basically, I'm just saying, well, if these are the 3 reasons, can you please clarify on this? You know?
Yeah.
The second. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, but dude, what my point is too, and I appreciate you like bringing more clarity to that. But like for me, it's like, even if it's allowed, not allowed, whatever, it still went down. It doesn't mean that things can just evaporate and have no accountability. You know what I mean? Whether it's a technicality or not.
I liked how you asked. I like driving right now, but I liked how you asked him twice. Even if you're 100% right and they're wrong, if you had to go back in time, would you send the 50, 60K, 100K? And it's a very simple yes or no question, but he didn't want to answer it. He literally was like, I want to do what's right. And if
I want to do what's right.
If
it's such a generic answer.
To make a decision, like one person would have got the short end of the stick. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I was well, I mean, he did end up coming around, and I think the 3rd time I hit him with it, and I know you guys are busy over there, he did say he would have liked to have changed it. And again, said it under a hypothetical, which you have to, right?
Okay. We probably need to hear that part then.
Yeah.
Well, he said they're gonna like basically show the inventory, so I guess we'll see. Sorry, my voice is so dead right now. I'm like shouting. I can clearly get words out.
You and me both, man. I'm like, I don't sound the same. But no, you again, dude. And I hope you guys are aligned too with like, I hope they do take the offer of coming to the table, and you know, and I did say like, if the door's really open for Brian, to do that, I hope, you know, he brings receipts of like if he tries to and they don't allow it, or if they do.
We have
allow
receipts.
It,
we've showed everything we've ever claimed in our video. We have receipts in all 3 videos. So when he said, I think he said something like with the metadata timestamp stuff, he's like, I haven't seen those pictures. It's like, so he hasn't watched our video that like he's like, the timestamp pictures are for 2022. I'm like, no, it's literally the day the owner was getting kicked out of the store, the exact, not just the day, but the time she was getting kicked out of the store.
He was referring to a different one, that 2023.
Yeah, so he's like 2023. So he's like, the metadata timestamp is 2023. However, in our video, we have showed that the metadata timestamps are not then. It's when the owner's getting kicked out of the store. And you can see Brandon Best in the background. So he's like, oh, this is when they first got put. No, like we've shown all these receipts. So basically his answer is just plead ignorance. Oh, I don't know. But that's not answering the question. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this. He does know about it. He's pretending to not know, because if he does, then he gets exposed as being a thief. It's like,
Well, and that's
or
the
he just
risk
hasn't,
of
truly
doing
hasn't watched
this.
the video. But
Yeah, well, and that's the risk of doing this because I said the risk of doing this and getting some negative feedback, some warranted, some not, I'll say, is that, you know, we said at the outset, like, he's going to answer what he's comfortable with answering. That's the way it is with all this stuff, you know what I mean? Or answer it in a way that's favorable to them. Absolutely, it's expected, you know what I mean? So to try, you know, so for some of that stuff, do we wish it was completely 100% forthright, just being dudes talking at the bar? I tried to set the table like that. No,
but no,
absolutely
you guys
can't be.
But,
You know?
but you guys are heroes for getting this information out of them. You know what I mean? Like, you guys
Thanks,
are
dude.
heroes for getting them to say that, for sure. And you guys deserve no hate for, like, that was an awesome thing. You guys helped him dig the biggest hole ever. Like, now he looks like even more of a liar, and that's all thanks to you guys. So
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to play the whole interview because it's like 2 hours long, but yeah, I think they did kind of trick him into saying some stuff that might come back to bite
that's
him.
awesome.
Well, I don't know if that was the intent. We're just trying to get conversations.
I'll say this. I don't think it was like your intention or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Ben is basically thanking you for bringing the light out of the light the day for.
Markel 10 says, ask Reckless Ben about small claims court. He said that they don't win and show no proof, that you didn't win and didn't show any proof or case number. Can you ask Ben to show proof or case number? And if you did that on your video, I apologize.
Sorry, I was talking to Victor. Can you repeat that question one more time?
Yeah, we got a super in here from Markeel, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering pronunciation. Small claims court. CEO said that you guys didn't win and you didn't show any proof or case number. Can you prove that you won those court cases?
So he's correct. We did not win the court case. We filed motion for default judgment because they didn't respond. And so the day after we filed motion for default judgment, they closed the store down.
Okay. So that explains that. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's going to be receipt time soon enough, you know, and there's a couple things I just keep circling back to, like a safety blanket, but like, I just can't wait to see it play out. What's your involvement going to be on this going forward, by the way? You're going to continue covering, or you can, or up to a degree, or what's your involvement going to be?
I'll say, you guys have no clue if you guys thought video 1 and 2 were bad, like video 3 gets even worse. We have even crazier stuff planned for video 4. Like, just wait is all I have to say.
Basically, like, the video series won't end until
Brian gets his lighters back.
Until justice is served.
That's
like,
good for them. Yeah, I don't blame them.
Is,
like, these guys should milk this as long as the other people are willing to drag it out. The GoFundMe is almost at $450,000, so, you know, they could, you know, the guy who got his Legos stolen could easily fund a lawsuit himself against them.
Either he gets his
crazy
money or he gets his Legos back.
Either Bricks and Minifigs does what's right, or we find out in some weird way that Crystal was the evil person and Bricks and Minifigs was just an innocent victim, which there is still a small chance of that. There is still a small chance that Crystal is all a big misunderstanding. Crystal manufactured all these metadata timestamp pictures and stuff. Crystal actually did steal all the Legos. Maybe that's the case, and then she would have to pay. But if I had to guess, this is just a guess. I'm guessing that's not the case, but it could be, you know. But whoever the bad guy is, we're gonna find out, and we're gonna take him down.
And that was good, man, because we talked about that privately, and I wasn't gonna say it until you said it just now. But you are willing to walk back at least aspects or most of it. If it is found out that Bam is innocent, you'll walk it all back, right?
Ben has no pride.
I've treated Bam and Crystal 50-50, the exact same. I've given them the exact same treatment. I've asked them the exact same questions. The only problem
What's happening?
Oh, there's a ambulance.
Turn into one of your videos. Yeah, you've treated them fairly. Go ahead.
I've treated them equally. I've asked them both equal questions. Bricks and Minifigs always claims they're going to give me the proof, but never does. Oh, we'll send you the inventory list. Oh, we'll get they always claim they're going to do the right thing. They never do. Crystal has given me receipts for Crystal never says anything unless she gives me receipts that go along with it. So as a person who's documenting all this, I am more inclined to believe the person who gives me the receipts. And since I'm not getting receipts from Bricks and Minifigs, I'm trying extra hard to get receipts from them. You know what I mean? So at that point, that's where we're at. But Crystal maybe she's faking everything, you know, but so far, treating both sides equally, it seems like Bricks and Minifigs are going to be the bad guys, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots to come on this. So your commitment is to follow up on this until it's resolved one way or another, whoever's found guilty, if it's multiple or you're waiting to see it through. And I think that's where we're at too. We'll check in on it when there's big developments. Obviously, everybody stay tuned to Reckless Ben and his coverage. And again, in the spirit of fairness, stay tuned for what all other parties are saying and their inputs on this until it comes out, because somebody's going to be found out in this thing for sure. Or maybe not.
What do you think the outcome's going to be? Like, how long do you think this is going to play out?
No, they can't say, or else they're not going to get more. They're not going to get their CEO back on if they say.
Okay. All right.
No,
we want them to keep talking to the CEO and stuff.
No, I think it's one of those classic cases where a lot of people are wrong, and then you got to figure out what degree each one is. You know what I mean? It's like two sides to everything. There's mistakes made, I think, all over the place on this thing.
Yeah, and the problem
based on what I know.
So the problem with Bricks and Minifigs is when I tried to hear Crystal's story, she told me her story. When Bricks and Minifigs tried to tell me their story, they called the police on me.
Yeah.
Or when I tried to hear Bricks and Minifigs' side, I got the police called on me. And then they told me that I was gonna shoot everyone inside the building or something.
Right.
So that came because I was trying to hear their side of the story.
And they also called the cops to say that one of our buddies has heroin in his car.
Oh, that was me, yeah. But
okay,
so
that's your fault. Both your cars.
That was after we were at this point we were trying to hear their side anymore. Like we already tried that. That was like already in Utah. But like basically I'd say I treated both sides equally. Like tell me your side. One side told me their side, which was Crystal's side. One side called the cops on me. Like what do you do at that point, you know?
What are you supposed to do with that? Yeah, that makes sense. It says they claimed small claims court cases were made against unrelated parties and not BAM, and the cases were dismissed, not ruled default judgment. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I called the court and they said they were doing default judgment, and I filed the motion for it, so I can show that. But yeah, I worked with the court. I said, hey, what LLC do
I'll
we
be back in just a
we,
moment here.
sue?
Gotta
And
run to the bathroom.
The court helped us fill out all the paperwork, and then we sued them. They said, hey, they haven't responded. You can get motion. I have it in the video. You can watch the video of me talking to the court, and like it's in the video.
Gotcha.
So, Sean, we have a question from Big Bob, who has donated a lot tonight.
Yeah, Big Bob.
It's a question for Ben. Question for Ben.
Bob.
It just says, please ask Ben if he has been contacted by any outside agencies regarding an investigation into the American Fork Police Department. I mean, either you can or you can't say. I mean, don't.
No, I'll say everything. I don't care. I'm not gonna be like Bricks and Minifigs. Legally, I can't talk about this. No, dude. I mean, like, if there's nothing to hide, why not just talk about everything? So, not yet, but I will say. Yeah, I can talk about this. Legal Eagles team reached out and they said, we're going to hook you up with the best lawyers ever, with even better lawyers than Bricks and Minifigs. So it's not like an investigation team, but I think we're going to go after him legally. Yeah. And then all the money we make, we're going to do a giant prank on Bricks and Minifig. The giant legal
wait, you want to spoil stuff, dude.
I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, because I think it was just posted very recently, but American Fork Police released a statement just a few minutes ago saying there is no warrant for your arrest.
Let's go.
Not anymore, because I went to court. There was a warrant though.
I don't know if it's currently or what, but it's
there was two warrants. There was two of them.
If you do AF_police, there's an official press release on there about it. Just
Well,
so
they
you guys
revoke it?
Yeah, I've already been to court. No, this got resolved. I went to court already, but I've been to court like 5 times already. But at the time of me making the video, there was 2 warrants for my arrest.
So they must have revoked it then.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
'cause I
there's
went to
body cam
court, yeah.
footage, but body cam footage
No, I
being
went to-
released too.
Oh,
What were they
nice.
trying to? What were they trying to arrest you for anyway? Like specifically.
So one of them's in part 3. I think it's
give us a nugget.
Eamon,
Give us a nugget.
Eamon called the police department saying that I threatened them. Either give us the Legos back now, or I'm going to burn the place down and shoot everyone inside.
That's crazy.
One of them. The other one was.
Tell them about the repercussions that could possibly happen. Was it 20K, 20 years, whatever?
Oh yeah, they're trying to get me on a Class B felony, 20 years in jail for that one. And then the other one is this was just a flaw in the court system. They sent me a Zoom link that didn't work. So when I logged into Zoom, it wouldn't let me log in. So immediately I called the court. I said, "Hey, your link is broken." They said, "Okay, we'll let the judge know," but they forgot to let the judge know.
Wow.
So I had a second warrant for that. Yeah.
For not showing up to court.
Yeah, and so they already apologized to me. Said, "Hey, this is bad on the court. We severely apologize for this." So that's already been taken care of too. But yeah, those were the 2 warrants.
Danny, can you post your question again? You had something and they lost it. Oh, no, we had that.
Yeah, we are showing up
Yep,
to
we
the
got that.
place. We have to be.
All right.
How far away are we?
7 minutes.
Okay, we got 7 more minutes, and then we'll be at our
No,
destination.
it's all
so.
good. No, we appreciate you guys taking time. You've had a busy night, and like I said, I had hoped to bring everyone together, meeting at the same time, but we understand why that couldn't happen.
He's gonna log off, so he's not gonna.
Well, no,
talk.
they're not. I mean, they made it clear, and we kind of, at the outset, like, because you guys have some stuff to hash out, to put it lightly. So, we appreciate you doing your thing over there, and jumping over to us after,
Nice.
their portion. Again, that's why we wanted to be like, we want to hear from all sides of this
No,
thing.
dude, you guys are doing Lord's work right now. You guys are getting you're getting more information than me right now, which is sick. So I
really
want
good
to
at
help
it.
you guys out as much as I can. Yeah.
We're not. We're supposedly not very good at it. So thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the love.
Oh man. The
No
host
one else
so
is getting
bad.
video right
man.
now. So.
Who else are they talking to, really?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Besides
No one.
besides ChatGPT for
They talk to Fox News.
team.
Yeah, I wanted to. Oh, and by the way, yeah. So funny story, dude. I think I sent you that. I was in a theater at the time, and my phone's it's been blowing up. Period. Anyway, but I'm like at the movies, and somebody's like, they're talking about you guys on H3 and all this. And I'm like, man, I'd rather not be in the theater.
Yeah,
and
I gave you
watching
guys a
that.
big shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, that's wild. Let's see.
Here's another one that wants to know Ben's take on.
We hit this one.
Did
but-
you already do that one?
Yep,
Okay, sorry,
yep.
I was trying to go back to
It's all good.
Look at that headset.
Please ask Ben, do daddy do poo poo dance? Yes or no, and
Well,
why?
okay, so legally, I actually can't answer that question. My
getting to
legal
the
team
bottom
has
of
told me I'm not allowed to answer that one. Because if it might expose me with everything if I answer that. I'm gonna use my Fifth Amendment right on that question.
So we got people. You're asking for receipts and proof all the time. Mark Heel that asked the question earlier said, "Can you find the case number and files for those small claims things and post them somewhere on your socials after?"
Yeah, it's
The
in the
small claims
video.
first. Okay. He's
Well,
saying it's in the
it might
video.
be in part 2. I don't know if it's in part 1. Definitely in part 2. No,
Okay,
it's definitely in
okay.
part. Okay, it's definitely in part 1. If you like zoom into the court documents, like you can see like the stuff. But it's definitely. I'll make a note
They're
to
on
put
they're
that
on
in the next
Reddit.
email.
People are saying too if people want to see them. So
Yeah.
okay, cool.
CPA wants to
Is
know,
Ben-
Ben, if you're going to go to Brick World
We,
Chicago.
there's like so much that happens behind the scenes. Like the court stuff was 100% real. Like we had a 10-way call, and like Ben was kind of helping everybody like file for.
Yeah, it's been 1,000. That was so actually
crazy.
That was the biggest expense of the whole video. Yeah, I forgot.
There's so much that happens. It's like it might be 5 seconds of the video, but it might take hours. I'm not even.
Yeah, I
joking.
spent
It's insane.
so long. Filing 10 court cases. I did the most of the work in that, like just doing all the paperwork.
Getting
It's
Ben
so much work.
Getting Ben out of jail was a whole ordeal. Like we couldn't get cash. We had to like run around the freaking at like 12 o'clock. It was insane.
Wait, we only have
That
2
was, like,
minutes.
5
Wait,
hours.
that's the last question. We only have 2 minutes. Sorry. The last question.
Yep. It's not a question. This is a statement though, and it's something that's pretty consistent. Let me post it. This is from Fritz's Bricks here. I'm going to put it here because it wouldn't let me pull it up in the chat. But basically, a BAM store on average makes roughly $500,000 a year. There's 300 stores times that number, 174 million. BAM takes 7%, which means they receive roughly 10 million. 200 is a drop in the bucket. I mean, this whole thing, dude.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. Is like
that's what I said
make
earlier.
It go away. What would you have done? I can ask you, Ben. We don't have to be hypothetical. You're in charge tomorrow.
So
what would you
I
have
would have
done
done different.
Yeah.
I would have done different. It depends on who I am. Am I Josh and Brandon, or am I the CEO?
You're the CEO in this case. Yeah.
If someone comes up and makes a huge claim like this, I would probably listen to them. I'd probably say, "Huh." I would not call the cops on them. I would say, "Huh."
And just so people can
I'll look
visualize
into
this,
this.
too, just so people can visualize this, the amount of money they make versus what is being asked for is less than. It's less than what was it 0.02% or around that. So to give you a visual, if you had $1 that represents all the money that you make per year, you're literally giving them less than 1 penny to make this up. Less than 1 penny out of your dollar.
So I'll say this. Here's the differences I would do with Eamon. First, I would not call the police and make bomb threats in their name, or fire threats in their name, sorry. I would not do that. That's something Eamon did do that I would not do. Second off, I would listen to them. And then have a conversation with Josh and Brandon and be like, hey, maybe one of my franchises messed up, and now I'm going to hold them accountable for that. That's what I would do. And the third thing I would do is I would not lie. I would not make up lies to cover my franchise. I would acknowledge that my franchise made a mistake and see what we could do to fix it. I would not lie to cover it up. So those are the differences that I would do of me versus Eamon. Josh and Brandon, I would have done an inventory list. I would have shown the inventory list and said, hey, if Crystal did steal the Legos, I would want to prove that. I would not want to say, hey, you have to take my word for it. I would want to show proof that, hey, someone else stole this, not me. Because right now everyone thinks I stole it. I want to show as much proof as I can that they didn't steal it. But they're not doing that. Another thing I would do, if I said that someone could get the Legos back that we still have, I would not use that as a trap to try to get them arrested. I would try to actually give them the Legos back, you know? And then I wouldn't, if someone provided me a contract and said, hey, here's the inventory list, here's the Legos, I would not call the cops on them. I think Josh's response to that was, are you stupid?
Yeah.
So I would not
Are you
say that.
I remember that.
I tried to get into that. I was like, why was he kind of, I was kind of like, you know, he was like, it seemed from your video that he was taunting you with that they did have the sets, you know, and I called it a big dick contest because it was like, do it, go apologize, and I'll do, you know, and that whole portion of the video. By the way, I've only given them
I wouldn't do any of that.
Watch it again. Yeah.
Right.
All right,
we
boys,
are in our location, so we have to go. So sorry, but thanks for having us on.
Yeah, man.
Any last things you want to say there? Sweet.
That's
bye.
it.
All right,
Thanks,
later, guys.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Thanks.
Later, man.
All right, so there you go, Brent. Both sides of the coin, both sides of the coin. There, we got Bam on. We got one party on the other side. I don't know, man. We're talking about getting this resolved and wrapping it up, but it's like I feel like it's gonna be a minute for this to play out.
Oh, this is gonna be going on for a while. I think now
it's gonna continue to take more time for sure.
All right. And here's a recent video that's asking the question if they reopened the store that they had closed up.
Bricks and Minifigs reopened their store. Well, at least it says they're open on Google. As of like a couple hours ago, it used to say permanently closed.
Out of all the people I know, Cousin Matt lives the closest to where this shit is going down in Oregon, to like the actual store. Cousin Matt lives like relatively close to it.
Changed it to
couple
say open
hours,
again.
I would think.
Someone actually emailed me saying that he actually used to work at the store. So I got on a call with him, and he said he'd be down to drive to the store and check it out.
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
You said someone went to go check it out.
No, it's about...
Yeah, so I sent my sister to go look at it. She was just there 5 minutes ago. She went, pulled into the parking lot. I was on a call with her, too. It's closed still.
An
The
hour
gates are shuttered,
drive?
and there's a sign
It's like an
on the
hour
door
and
that says
5-minute
"Closed
drive
until
or
further
so?"
Notice, BAM Corporate. It has that on the front. But right when she pulled in, a silver Ford pulled in behind her, got out, walked to the front of the store,
got back into the car, and then started taking pictures of my sister's truck.
Dang. Wait, this is crazy. Here, Brian's calling me right now. Can I put you on like hold for like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Brian said he was going to check out the store today, so I was wondering if maybe that was like him that was there, but he was just calling about something unrelated.
She took kind of crappy photo of the girl behind her through her front-facing camera, but it looks like the manager.
Really? Wait, can you send me a picture? Oh, I can't tell.
More effort. Just, yeah, it's so grainy. She said it looked like her. It's not any definitive picture, but...
Is she still there? She's not breaking...
She went back to her house.
Okay.
She got spooked.
So that's weird that they're marking the stores open and just having someone sit there just waiting to see who shows up. That's crazy.
It's bizarre. These guys are bizarre.
Dang, the suspense is killing me, dude. I just want to know. Yeah, this is their trap to get me out of Mexico.
All right, I'm pulling into the parking lot now. Oh, yeah, there's a silver car here. Right.
Should I mute myself?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself right now. Oh no.
Okay.
Well, who the heck is in the car? Wait, was that the car that took the picture of your sister's license plate?
It looks the same.
Is there somebody
but
there?
I don't think it's in it. No.
Huh.
She might be
This
in
music is so suspenseful.
the back office. There's an office it's like behind the party room, and that's where the CCTV is set up and stuff. So she could be back there. Oh, somebody's pulling in. Gray silver truck. That guy's going.
Well, he just pulled in and left? Dang, so that one car just kind of pulled in and then just like left?
Yeah, that truck. That was a great GMC, I think. Just pulled in, looked at me, and then pulled out.
I called Brian, and Brian's theory was that
It's a trap trying to get you to come out.
Bricks and Minifigs is literally just doing whatever they can to get me arrested. So the theory right now is that they put it back open to try to get me out of Mexico back into the United States, and they had someone waiting in the parking lot waiting to arrest me. That's crazy if that's really a trap where they're like, oh, let's say it's back open and Ben comes here and we can get him for trespassing. That's crazy. I don't know, but I've been getting like tons and like every day I've been getting privacy complaints on my YouTube video that I think Bricks and Minifigs is trying to put on it to that way, because they're like, if we can get this video taken down, then we can get away with all of the bad things we're doing, and we can like get away with this crime. Because if Reckless Ben's video gets taken down exposing us, then we can just keep all the Lego sets and the public pressure goes away and we won't have to give them back. So they would like timestamp like almost my entire video, and there's like timestamped parts where they're literally just like timestamping me and my friends talking to each other, saying that like, oh, and somehow YouTube's approving these privacy complaints. Like, if you don't blur the faces, which is me and my friends, then we will take the video down. It's like, well, why do I have to blur my face? Like, I consent to it, but if I don't blur it, YouTube says they're going to take my video down. So like, what do I do? I don't know. I had a very lengthy conversation with YouTube support yesterday. I was chatting with a real person, not AI, for about 4 hours. And I'll read you the conversation because it's kind of crazy. Oh, also,
sometimes I question if those are real people.
I was like blurring the video, and I was like, some of them were like, it was obvious who wanted to be blurred, so I was able to blur those people. The other ones, it's like, I have no clue who wants to be blurred. Like, it's just me and my friends talking to each other. Like, how are they gonna? What do I do? So the ones that was like obvious who wanted to be blurred, I blurred those people. And then I go back and look at the video, and there's like a huge blur over like a quarter of the screen for like the entire video. I'm like, what the? I didn't do this. Like, I definitely did not blur the entire video. Like, why is it doing this? And so I think it was a YouTube glitch. I think their thing messed up. So this is why I'm messaging them. And it sucks too, because some big streamers are starting to talk about this now, and it's actually like the video's blowing up, and it's actually really affecting how the streamers are talking about my video.
The video is something I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share. In Reckless Ben's video, I've noticed he's edited it to have like blurs around the video, but it's not actually blurring anything, but I think he was trying to with the YouTube editing tool. So I'm just going to describe what happens, and if you want to see it, go to Reckless Ben's video for it, but he actually goes directly to describe what happens, and if you...
Yeah, so basically, like,
this YouTube making this mistake is now affecting how the streamers are sharing my video. Like, less people are actually getting to see the video now because of these stupid blurs. And so I messaged them and I was like, okay, maybe if I get on YouTube support, once you get 100,000 subscribers, you can actually talk to a real YouTube person. And
so they
will help solve all
say.
your problems for you. So customer support, nice. Okay, so first I get on a customer support call with Andy, and not only is he just a customer support person, he's a specialist. So it says the specialist Andy has joined the chat.
That's just what they
hello, I
call
tried
them.
blurring the face in the video and it messed up and added random blurs to random parts of the video. How do I get them removed? It's already processed, so it doesn't seem like I can remove them myself. And they said, I really appreciate your time contacting us regarding your request to remove the edits made to your videos. I imagine the importance of having this concern addressed. No worries, I'll check this out.
This is usual customer service speak. Like, you repeat what you believe the issue to be to the customer, and then you try to put it out like an empathy statement. You know, I can imagine how important that is for you to have that fixed for you, like that kind of stuff. You know, I worked at a call center for years, and this is the same shit they would tell us to do at the beginning of a conversation with a customer. You know, thanks for giving us a call and giving us a chance to fix this for you. I can understand that might be frustrating to have to deal with. Let's see what we can do to make this right for you. That kind of stuff.
I say, thanks. So they're going to solve it for me. Basically, they're just like, are you still here? I'm like, yeah, all this crazy stuff. And then, so now they said, thank you for reaching out about the edits in your video. Unfortunately, we have removed the feature to revert the video back to its original state after using the editing tools in YouTube Studio. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. The decision was made to make our platform safer. If you still have a copy of it, you can re-upload it, and that's the solution, is just re-upload the whole video. So I said, I think you might be misunderstanding the situation. Like, nope. YouTube's the one that messed up, not me.
You're going to get a canned response.
Why do I have to re-upload the whole video and like lose all my momentum I've gained just because YouTube made a mistake? So they said, thank you for reaching out about your video. I know how frustrating it is when an edit doesn't turn out exactly how you wanted. Basically, they say, I wish I had a different answer for you. To help keep the data on our platform secure and accurate, we have updated our system and removed the feature to revert a video back to its original state. So basically what YouTube is saying is, this is actually for your safety, Ben. Even though YouTube messed up, we have to keep that blur on the video
response
because
from
that
YouTube.
Helps your safety.
Usually they
and the
can't
safety
help
of
you.
Everyone watching the video to keep this unnecessary.
They're there to
blur
make you
over,
think
like,
that they're there to
the
help,
entire
but
video.
most of the time they can't
that's
do
to keep
shit.
everyone safe, and it's to keep the video accurate. Actually, is what YouTube's saying. So my response is now, this decision does not make YouTube safer. If YouTube messes up, I should not be punished for YouTube's mistake. This is not a safe feature. So then YouTube says, thank you for contacting us regarding your video edits. We understand that being able to undo these changes can disrupt your workflow. Please be aware that to enhance the platform security and content integrity, YouTube Studio no longer supports the option to revert a video. So basically now YouTube is saying, not only is it for your safety, it's also to keep up YouTube's integrity. We have to keep the blur. I'm sorry, we just have to keep this blur up. But I have a response. My response is,
you're not going to change their mind.
Much more secure and much more accurate if you would make secure and accurate edits instead of adding random blurs where they're not supposed to be. I feel like we can all agree with that. If we want YouTube to be more secure and accurate, let's add accurate blurs. Let's not just put a random blur in the side of my video so no one can see the story. Because that sucks. That doesn't make me feel safe. It doesn't make the audience feel safe. I mean, does that make you feel safe to see a big blur and you can't even watch the thing? Does that help the integrity of the video? But this time he had a really good response for me. What did he say? Let's read it. He says, I'm sorry for your trouble, but it can no longer be reverted to its original version. He said, the best option is to upload. It is a brand new video. And so now I said, but why are you telling me that randomly putting in a blur I did not want it to be makes it more safe and accurate? Please explain this to me, because maybe the YouTube support person's onto something.
That's what
maybe
they're
it
being
actually
told
does
to tell
make
you.
my video more safe and more accurate to just add a random blur that's not supposed to be there. Maybe that makes the mistake. I just don't understand. I realized at this point that I was telling him that it doesn't make it more safe, but I didn't hear his side out yet. And I think I actually talked about in the last video, it's always better to understand before being understood. So I asked the YouTube support, I said, how does this make my YouTube video safer to just put this random blur on my video? And then he says, I'm sorry, but I've already provided all the information and there's nothing more I can add. And so He has never explained how the blur makes it safer. He just said, hey, if we put this big blur over half your video, that will make the video safer. But
it's
he
a
never
canned
explained
response.
Why. So when I ask why, what's his name again? Andy says, well, I've already explained this to you. But the problem, Andy, though, is he hasn't explained this to me. This is my first time asking the question. And so I said, if you can answer that question, I'll be done with the conversation, just because it seems like Andy kind of just wants to like help the next person now. So I said, if you answer this question, then I'll just forget about the whole thing, because at that point I will understand that actually we do need this blur. It makes the video safer. And so then I'll be done with the conversation. So I said, you did not provide the answer to the question of how that makes YouTube more accurate and safe to put blurs where I never intended them to be. And then he just says again, I've shared all the information and I've also referred this to our supervisor, yet you refused. So now you're saying I'm the one that refused, not him. And I'm afraid I'll end this chat. And then I said, no, you have not answered the question. And then he just says, sorry, I have to end this chat. So he just leaves. And that was me and Andy's conversation. Not very productive. Andy might have just been having a bad day, so I don't want to judge Andy too hard. We all have bad days sometimes. So I decided I was going to get a new YouTube support person, and maybe they can help me fix this problem.
It's such a waste of
now
time.
I have a new specialist that joined the conversation, and her name is
Adriana.
I think. Adriana. Yeah, so now I have a new specialist that joined the conversation, and her name is Adriana. And so immediately I say, hey, I was on support with a person. He was unable to answer my question. Can you answer it for me? I basically just explained the situation to her. And then she says, I completely understand, and you're looking for answers. I want to apologize how that last interaction ended. Oh, it just got dark in here. Oh, that's pretty sick. Technical difficulties. Oh my gosh. Yeah. She says, I want to apologize for how that last interaction ended. And I'm like, wow, you actually seem like a much better customer support person than the last person, and you actually might be able to answer this for me. Like, I'm happy I got a good customer support person now, so that's sick. So I said, I will be so happy to receive the answer when you are ready to give it to me. And then Adriana says, thank you for the kind compliment. And I said, you're welcome. You do seem very kind. And Adriana says, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And then I said, did you do anything fun today? And Adriana was like, not much, just the usual daily routine, waking up, showering, heading straight to work.
Adriana's probably in
looks like we did similar things today.
Another country.
I took a really nice shower earlier and got super clean. And here I'm trying to like relate to her, because if she thinks we're friends, she'll be
it
more
might
likely to help
still
me.
be an
It's
AI
kind of a psychology
anyway.
trick I'm
I
using
don't
on
know
her,
about
even
this.
though I definitely did not shower yesterday. I was too busy editing. And she says, that's great to hear. And I said, smiley face, thanks for being so cool. I'm super confident we're going to be able to solve this problem now. And then she says, thank you. Please stay connected. And I said, okay. And she says, thanks again for your patience while I looked into this. Are you still here? I said, yes. And then I said, you sound like a very happy person. She said, I am. Thank you.
I am.
Said, well, hopefully some of your happiness can rub off on me, because at this point I wasn't actually feeling too happy. I was a little sad that like people can't see my video now. It's like the video's like finally starting to blow up now. Like it wasn't doing good at all at the beginning. And then now that it's finally blowing up, there's a huge blur on it. And so it's like, oh, it sucks. So Adriana, after a little time has passed, Adriana did some deep research on this, and she finally has an answer for me. So this is the solution. Adriana says, to keep our platform safer and more secure for everyone, the option to revert a video to its original state after using YouTube
canned
Studios
response.
has been retired. So I said, like, oh, but like YouTube's the one that made the mistake, like not me. So like, let's just like put it back, Like I'm not the one that did this. I said, so it'd actually be safest for everyone to fix the mistake that YouTube made. Because she's trying to claim like, oh, this is for everyone's safety again. We have to keep the blur. So I'm like, actually, it would be much safer. Like, I think you have a misunderstanding. It's actually safer to take the blur off because it was never supposed to be there in the first place. She gives me some like weird stuff. And then she says, well, you can just, she's like, we always tell people to save the original download. So just re-upload it again. And so I said, I have the video saved, but that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the video people will see. She said, it's incredibly frustrating when a glitch in the platform's tool applies to an edit you didn't ask for, and the system doesn't allow a way to undo it. So she's like, I understand that we screwed you over, and there's nothing you can do about it. And like, I understand how that's terrible for you. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I can't re-upload it though, because
then I'll lose all my views and momentum I've gained, and it won't get pushed out to new viewers. And like, this is very important. I'm like, I'm on a journey to get my friend's dad's life savings back, and this might screw up my entire mission because you guys can't fix this for me. Like, the dad's health, he's in bad health, and like, he just wants to get his dad's stuff back. And like, not only is bricks and minifigs against me, not only are the Mormons
This is such a
against
weird
me, not only is the
conversation to be
police
having
against
with
me,
YouTube
but now it
support.
seems like YouTube's against me. Like, what the like
YouTube
I guess the
support
lesson
is
here is
not
just don't
very
do
helpful
anything nice for
usually.
anyone, or else everyone turns against you, is what it seems like. And so I said, can I possibly talk to your boss? There has to be
Nope.
some way to fix this. Like, I'm sure
Nope.
there is.
You're at a dead
So, like,
end.
I completely understand the high stakes of your mission and how crucial this video's momentum is for your cause. I know losing those viewers in comments is the last thing you want to do. What'd she say? Just, I must be completely upfront with you. There's no technical workaround or higher approval that can change this outcome. The decision to permanently retire the revert to original tool is a platform-wide system limitation. And so I replied and I said, so if you're saying the CEO of YouTube made this his life mission, not even the CEO could get this blur taken off. She's saying it is impossible. And I'm trying to just prove to her, like, hey, it's not impossible. Like, it just might be really hard, you know? And I don't like it when people lie to me. Basically, she just says, like, we can't do this because I think she was feeling good today. So instead of hanging up on me, she's like, I'll get you to my boss. Okay, but can you please answer, like, the CEO question? And then finally, she's like, okay, I'll just get you to my boss. Like, whatever. And so I said, okay, and will the boss be able to answer the CEO question for me? And then I'm like, hello. And they're like, hello. And then they give me all this runaround. So I said, I was told it was impossible to make the change back. However, I think that's a very bold claim. I think the customer service person was just trying to say that it's not actually impossible. Wait. I said, I think the customer service person was just told to say that, and it's not actually impossible, like the customer support person was saying. Basically, they're just claiming this, even though that's not the reality of the situation. And I said, yes, it might be very, 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 very difficult, and it might take way more resources than we're all willing to give to solve this problem, but I'm very confident it's not impossible. Impossible means it can never happen no matter what. Like if everyone on Earth was going to die, unless we get this blur off, I'm pretty sure we could figure out a way to get this blur off. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I understand why you would ask that CEO question. So at least I understand the CEO question, which is I was kind of afraid they wouldn't understand. They say, I see the point you're trying to make, and I appreciate your perspective. I said, well, obviously we wouldn't have to get like the CEO involved. That part was just like to prove it wasn't impossible. I said, I just want our conversation to be factual, and saying that it's impossible doesn't seem to be a factual statement. I'm like, I just want to have a conversation that's in reality, you know? Let's just say it's hard. Don't say it's impossible, because it's not impossible. Am I going to like teleport to Jupiter right now? No, that's impossible. Am I going to live to be 10 billion years old? No, that's impossible. But getting this blur off, I don't think it's impossible. Basically just end up saying like, hey, like if you send us like a raw video, we'll see if we can like revert it back to the original. And basically I need a YouTube rep. That's like the only way I can solve this. The only problem is I can't reach out to YouTube and be like, hey, give me a YouTube rep, I'm having these problems. What happens is like once a creator gets big enough as a content creator, then YouTube reaches out and it's like, hey, are you getting problems with this? Like, is our aim? Because basically what a YouTube rep is like they just help out YouTubers when their AI messes up.
They don't help.
And they want to make sure that the AI doesn't mess up on their big content creators, because that'll make them mad and then they'll leave the platform. And so the problem with me is I'm not a big YouTuber yet. So no one from YouTube has reached out to me. So basically, I guess the reason I'm making this video is like, if anyone knows how to get a YouTube rep, the YouTube AI has been screwing me over ever since my journey on YouTube. I think every single series I've made on YouTube for the last 6 years, I've had at least one or two like core videos get taken down that just screws up the entire series. And that's why like I've never really been able to like actually make money on YouTube, is because it's like the AI just screws up everything every single time. When I did the pyramid scheme, I got my entire, it was like a 4-part series. Every single part except for one of the videos got taken off YouTube because they thought I was promoting the pyramid scheme. They're like, your video is promoting a scam, even though I was doing the opposite. I was actually trying to take down a scam. And so because the AI got confused, they took my video down. When I did the cult video, they were saying some like hateful things. I said, hey, saying these hateful things are bad. But YouTube took down my video because they said I was promoting hateful things.
Yeah, YouTube's AI is really bad with that kind of stuff.
I was encouraging people to use these hateful words and stuff,
even though that's not what I was doing. I was doing the opposite of that, actually. And then same with the McCamey Manor. 2 of the McCamey Manor videos got taken down, and it said for scam material, and it was in a part where I was showing that there was no rats in McCamey Manor. I'm pretty sure that doesn't break YouTube's terms of service to show an empty cage and just say, hey, this person is lying, saying that there's thousands of rats in this cage. There aren't actually any rats. This is a scam. I don't think that, like, why would they take my video down? Because, so this happens to me every series, and now it's happening to me again. I always get screwed over. I'm always so close to going viral, and then right before I go viral, YouTube just says, hey, Reckless Ben's going viral. We gotta stop that. That's a no-go. We can't have that happen. And usually, I think the reason this happens to me a lot is because I'm exposing bad people, and this is a loophole the bad people use to silence criticism, which is me. So I'm criticizing bad people, and then, if they make a false privacy complaint against my video, then my video gets taken down, and they can keep getting away with their crimes. Every single time it's worked against me, and I've never done a series that hasn't been affected by this. And this Lego video, they're doing the same thing again. And the problem is because my videos get taken down, I can never become a big enough YouTuber to get that YouTube rep. And so it's kind of the same thing Bricks and Minifigs has been doing to Brian. It's like, let's steal all his stuff, and then we'll use his money to hire lawyers so we don't have to give it back to him. Literally the exact same thing. If you want to see part 2, go to patreon.com/recklessben. Video, we're working on part 3 right now. It's almost finished. And once it's finished, then part 3 will go on Patreon and part 2 will go on YouTube. So part 2 will be on YouTube very soon. If you don't want to pay for the Patreon, don't worry. It's just for early access. And if you want to buy some merch, go to www.westealfromoldpeople.com. It's the best business in the whole world. And if you have any old people, we will definitely steal from them for you. And then we're just going to basically just do what Bricks and Minifigs does.
It's nice to know I can count on someone stealing from old people on my behalf.
This model was so genius, we had to steal it. And so, yeah, if you have any old people, we'll steal from them for you. And yeah, I guess come back for the next video.
So yeah, here's another one. In
this video, I'll be trying to answer some of the top questions the internet has about this whole Lego thing that's been going on. Probably the number one question I've been asked is, why didn't you just get a lawyer?
Why not just get a lawyer that you like and just go get a fucking restraining order, a TRO to, an injunction to prevent them from doing anything with the Legos. I mean, now you basically have lured this queen of Legos that you've crowned into the fucking woods and doing all this crazy shit.
Well, first off, when I made this video, I didn't have nearly enough money for a lawyer. Basically, my entire YouTube career has just been demonetized. My last video got taken down, incorrectly taken down. Shadow ban me YouTube keeps taking down all my videos. They removed 3 of my videos. Right now, I'm 100% censored. Basically, my entire YouTube career, I've been demonetized, and my videos just get taken down for no reason because I'm always going up against powerful corporations. I've only ever been able to afford rent and basic food, and that's it pretty much. So
he must have money now.
Was not really an option. And
how could he just
if I
go to
got a
Mexico?
Lawyer, I wouldn't be able to show
like
how corrupt this company is because the lawyers would have just talked it out. Basically, the whole point of my channel is kind of just showing how these big corrupt companies can just take advantage of the small guy. And once you get lawyers involved, you don't really get to see that as much, I guess. Basically, I wanted this whole Lego video to be from the perspective of just some average person that a company's bullying without any resources. And can this average person stand up to a corporation without a lawyer? Can we be creative and somehow stand up to this corporation, to incentivize maybe a lot of people watching that don't have lawyers? Can we incentivize those people to go out and maybe stand up to the big guy? If you're in school, someone's bullying you, maybe stand up to the bully, you have more power than you think, And I think just getting a lawyer involved would have basically thrown that whole message in the garbage. So that's why I didn't really get a lawyer. The next one, why did you talk to the police? When I first got to the detective room, I was under the assumption that they were going to throw me in jail for maybe a month without bail for all these crimes that I just didn't commit. They thought I was the one that stole the Legos. They thought we had heroin in our car. They thought all this stuff was untrue. And if I don't say anything, then I'm automatically screwed is what they made it seem like.
Do you wish to speak with me?
I'm assuming if I say no, then I go to jail.
I mean, I can't. I have to ask you some questions. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
confused.
I want to share my side. Yeah, I think there's a lot of lies going around. I can clear that stuff up.
But if I talk and show them that it's all misunderstanding, then I can get let free. So I basically gave like an hour and a half long spiel, and they couldn't find anything really that I was doing that was illegal except for the GoFundMe. And they're like, yeah, you made this GoFundMe. And I personally thought that a GoFundMe was a safe, legal way to raise money for a family. But I guess it turns out not in the state of Utah. But also it kind of goes back to the previous statement where it was like, I want to show the injustice of the police department. You know, like I'll sacrifice like me going to jail if it gets to show the world, like, look at what the police are trying to do. You know what I mean? If I would have just stayed quiet, then where's the story in that? Like, what are we exposing now? You know, it's like nothing would have happened. So it's like, if I talk to the police and they find some crazy reason to throw me in jail, now I get to be like, hey, look how corrupt our police department is. Maybe we can change something. And so that was kind of my thought process. But yeah, on to the next question. So Bricks and Minifigs is suing me because they said my entire documentary is just full of lies. And then when I ask them like what the lies are, the one thing they always point to is that I sued a fake LLC and this whole lawsuit was completely fake. A lot of people on the internet went out and started looking up the court records, and they saw that I sued a company called L2 Bricks LLC when the company I should have sued was Baker Bricks LLC.
As well as some of like the claims he made about the small claims court default judgment victory, things like that. All of that is what's now being thrown into a bit of disarray. I'm curious to see Ben's response to it, to give his side of things on that conversation now.
So after we got the 10 people that were down to sue Bricks and Minifigs, I looked up what LLC we should sue them for. And when I looked them up on the Oregon Business Registry website, there was no LLC for this address. I mean, there was like Bricks L2 LLC that ended in 2024 when corporate took over the store, but then they didn't add a new LLC after that. And I was like, what the heck? So I called up the court, and the court told me, oh, I guess there's no LLC for this company. If that's the case, then you just sue the previous LLC and the whole court thing will still work. So basically, if I sue the LLC, then since that was the last LLC at that address, then I will technically be suing that company that's operating out of that address since that was the last LLC that was there. So this whole thing happens. We sue, they never don't answer. We get motion for default judgment.
Since they didn't respond, you can move forward with a motion for default judgment.
At this point, I'm like, dude, this is the exact same thing that happened to me in the last video in my Lucifer Valentine documentary. I basically take this person who's like torturing all these people, and I take him to small claims court. He was too afraid to show up, and I won motion for default judgment, and it was 6. So I'm like, dang, this is just the exact same thing that happened in the last video. So I call my friends. I'm like, dude, we won the court case. Let's go collect our money, you know? And basically Brian called me and he's like, dude, like I hear that Bricks and Minifigs, like someone said that they're like packing up all their inventory. Like you might want to go up soon, because if you don't go up soon, they might close down their store. So Lydia actually called the store and to see if they were planning on closing, basically pretending to be a parent, being like, hey, my kid's birthday is like in like 3 days. Like, can we do a birthday party here? Just to make sure that the store wasn't closing.
Hi, how are you? I'm thinking about booking a children's birthday on March 19th. I was wondering if I could reserve that date.
On March 19th, Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, and what time?
I'm thinking about like around 4 p.m. I just want to make sure the date is available.
We can do 3 to 4:30.
3 to 4:30. Okay. I just want to make sure because somebody said that you guys might be closing.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure the date is available.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're not closing. So I called back Brian, and he still really made it seem like they are actually getting ready to close down this store. The plan was I wanted to like fly out all of my friends. I got like 10 Speedos, and we were all gonna walk in Speedos holding piggy banks. It was like the most epic ending ever I had planned. It was gonna be sick, but I had to go up there just by myself, I guess. And I was like, at least I'll just get footage of them. Like, I don't know what I was gonna do. I was gonna be like, hey, we're filing motion for default judgment. Like how can we settle this? You know, just type of thing. Just kind of like trying to get some ending for the video, because at this point the video is like an hour and a half long. I'm like, I just need to come up with some type of clip to end this. And so I go up there, and then the store's permanently closed. And well, it said temporarily closed on the window, but then we talked to the people at Tan Republic next to us, and they're like, oh no, they permanently closed down the store. I'm like, okay, sick. So literally the next day I go from Oregon to Utah, and I'm like, I'm just gonna talk to Josh to see why he closed down the store, you know, and maybe sue him again personally, you know? And so I did the whole thing where I'm like, hey, we sued you guys, we won, you guys closed down the store to avoid paying us. And so basically we filmed the whole Utah thing where we get raided, all this crazy stuff happens. A couple weeks later, I get a notice in the mail that says that my court case has been dismissed. And I'm like, what the heck? I guess it's just because of like they closed down the stores. That's why it got dismissed, you know? So now it's like fast forward like present day. And I got on a call with Crystal and she told me that basically what happened is I guess Bricks and Minifigs had an addition added on, I guess, so like the store was small and then they like added a new room. And so they put their LLC in this like new addition space, which I guess technically is like a separate address, but it's not listed on Google or anything that's like a separate address.
So then Josh and Brandon made Bricks L2 LLC?
I don't remember what the name of it was, but if you go on to I just looked the other day, if you go on to the Oregon Secretary of State website, you can
So it said
type it in.
So it said at the River Road address, I put in the address and it said L2 Bricks LLC was an LLC there, but it ended in like 2024 or something like that.
Okay, so that would have been the LLC from Matt Bauman, who was the previous franchise owner.
So him,
I took screenshots of Brandon's current LLC that's listed at that address.
Oh, really? Do you think you send that to me?
And I can send that to you.
Oh,
it
nice.
It also depends on what actual address you put in, because the store itself is associated with 2 different addresses.
Really? Oh. Maybe that's why it's so hard to find it then.
Because it's 2 different buildings that they cut down the wall in between and put 2 buildings together.
Oh.
So I guess it just like fooled the court system, I guess, and it also fooled me. So they outsmarted me, I guess, is what it was. Bricks and Minifigs used some crazy loophole and they outsmarted me. They found a way to get out of my lawsuit, but it doesn't matter because I'm like, I can just sue you guys again personally. And so we actually did end up getting Josh served. I already went to mediation with them and it's about to go to small claims court and I'm about to fight for my $10,000. So everyone that's saying the court case is fake, they just found some loophole to get out of it, I guess. And they I will admit they outsmarted me on this one and I'm fine with admitting that. But ultimately, like, it's not like, and now they're trying to use that as proof that the second lawsuit was fake, which, I mean, the police even verified it with the court. It's not fake. And yeah, so just because it didn't work the first time, I was like, okay, if at first you don't succeed, try again. We'll just do them with the second lawsuit, you know? And now, but personally this time, and I don't think they're going to get out of this one. We'll see. But that is the answer to that. So next question is, what will the GoFundMe money be used for? So originally I set the goal at $120,000 because according to my knowledge, that's still how much money Brian is owed from his collections that have not been paid for. I think like just a few hours after I posted part 2, we hit that goal. And I personally thought that GoFundMe just like ended, like once you hit the goal, like we hit our goal, you know, like people can't donate anymore, but people kept donating. So I called Brian, I'm like, shoot, like, do we end this? Like, what do we do? And Brian's like, dude, we just got served a lawsuit. And I'm so happy. Like he was so happy. Like he finally got made whole. And that moment lasted for like an hour. And then he gets served this lawsuit and he's like, however, our attorney's fees, it's looking like it's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just to pay for, like, to be able to defend ourselves against a lawsuit. So I was like, okay, let's keep the GoFundMe going. Let's put all the money in a legal trust and the money can go to Brian's attorney's fees. But anyways, all that money is Brian's money. I'm not taking any of that money. It all goes to Brian. And yeah, I think now we're almost like $400,000. It's literally insane, but Brian's still worried that like he's going to get screwed over, which sucks because it's like, not only did Bricks and Minifigs steal from Brian, now they're going to sue him on top of that. So it's like, what the heck? Like, and then just to answer some of the lawsuits I'm in, I mean, this is kind of some episode 3 spoilers, but I got my first stalking charge when I tried to serve Josh papers.
Stalking
I got
charge
my second
is
stalking
crazy.
charge when I made the GoFundMe. Bricks and Minifigs is suing me for the videos I made about them. Eamon said I was going to burn down the Bricks and Minifigs building and shoot everyone inside, so I got a extra extortion charge for that one. So yeah, I'm in a lot of charges, but that's what Patreon's for. So subscribe to my Patreon if you want to help with my attorney's fees, and you'll get to see episode 3 early if you join my Patreon. The next question is, where am I right now? I got multiple police looking for me in multiple different cities. They can't find me, but I'll just tell you guys. I'm at We Steal From Old People's headquarters, and you can visit us at www.westealfromoldpeople.com. Yep, I'm at corporate. This is the corporate office building. It's pretty sick.
So yeah, a lot's happening. It's crazy. Oh shit, that's Gail. So that's all I've got for this right now. I'm sure more will come out soon. I guess we'll figure it out. You know? Yeah. Yeah, lawyers make a lot of money. A lot of lawyers, you know, even if they don't win their case, they get paid a lot. So. Oh. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'll be back later tonight. I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.